Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back to Love the Real Hills.
We're so excited to have you with us today. We get to you the realness. It's 100% uncut, unfiltered. We're just going to share the real love, real challenges. My name is Chris, and this is my beautiful wife.
And I'm Renee.
And we are Love the Real Hills. We love you, and we love real talk.
Yeah.
Real relationships.
I'm so excited about today.
Are you?
Yes.
Why?
Let's jump right in.
Why?
Because I want to do the icks.
You want to do the icks? Okay, you want to
We
go
got
first?
some good ones from our fans.
Man, we
got
are
some
hearing
good
from
ones.
so many different people about the icks. For those of you who don't know, these are things that make you say ick. And so we ask men and women so that we can get both point of views and just get an idea of things that we can. And they're always informational. They're always educational. I learned every time we do them. So why don't you jump in?
Okay. Well, we'll start with what makes women say ick.
What makes women say ick?
All right. So first thing, someone sent me this personally to my cell phone. And I was like,
wow.
All right. So I'm going to read it exactly the way it came to me.
It
said, unhealthy relationships with their mothers, exclamation, enough said.
That's not enough said. What do you mean?
Men who have unhealthy relationships with their mothers.
What do you mean relationship?
Yeah, like their mothers and them are like, they're a couple.
Wow.
Like they're the ones in a relationship. Like their mothers come first, and their mothers, whatever their mother says, that's what they do. And their mother runs this household that they live in with their woman or their wife or their significant other. Yeah, it's like bad. It's a big thing, especially now. I've been hearing this a lot. Like nowadays, young men, I guess, you know, they're like super mama's boys, and it's kind of weird, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
So apparently this is a ick for
Menage a mom.
Oh my God. Not menage a mom. Really? Okay, anyways.
Okay, moving
ignoring
on.
the crazy one over here. All right, another ick. Women say men that have nasty feet.
Really?
Get a pedicure already.
We've talked about this.
No, I mean, you know, nobody wants to deal and look at your ugly feet. For example.
Okay.
And these are real examples that people sent me, okay? For example, when you got them crusty heels and then have the nerve to put on designer flip-flops.
Wow. The Gucci slide.
Yes. Or the, what's that other one with the foam? They're really popular right now.
The Yeezy foams?
Yeah, but not the Yeezy ones. It's somebody else. Versace.
Oh,
they got some foams.
Oh,
and
man.
those are cute. They're real cute.
I need somebody to sew some Versace foams into my life.
Listen, come on. Mine too.
I need you to seek the Lord right now. Okay, because somebody sent me one, but it was the Medusa didn't have no snakes. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Versace. It was fake Versace. Okay?
No,
and I tried wearing them, but they melted.
Listen, men, let me tell you what's the ick for women. Women, it's the ick when your feet are not done. Get a pedicure.
Wow.
Put some lotion.
Lotion.
Okay? We don't want to be embarrassed when we got to go to the beach and you barefoot or you got on some sandals. Your toes is going every different directions. Your skin is peeling off. Don't nobody want to see that.
I mean, men's feet should look like manly.
Men's feet can look like men's feet, but be groomed, okay? Just like you shave your face every day and shave your head, you can put some lotion on them heels and go to the nail place and get them to get that skin off and cut down them toenails. I mean, seriously, it's real bad.
That cheese grater.
The cheese grater.
Yeah, they did that to me the first time. You took me because my feet needed Jesus. And
now his feet stay looking good, y'all.
I know, because I didn't know.
I didn't even know that was an ick, but I didn't know I was don't play.
I didn't know I was cutting you. I didn't know.
Okay, anyways, no crusty feet. This is another good one. I haven't heard this in a while, but men who are controlling and insecure.
Wow.
I can never tell you anything. You might get jelly. Or I can never go anywhere because you're going to be blowing up my phone
Wow.
the whole time. It's just too much insecurity.
What do you mean jelly?
Jealous.
Jealous.
Babe, you know what jelly means, don't you?
I didn't. I thought you were talking about
Y'all, the hand of time.
jelly.
The hand of
Jelly.
time has
That's
touched
a
you.
thing?
Yes,
Put
jelly.
it in the chat. Jelly. Jelly.
Oh, come on, jelly.
Put it in the chat. I have to learn these words.
Yes.
Marry a younger woman, man. You learn all these new things.
Jelly. Okay,
Jelly.
your turn.
How you say it?
Jelly.
Jelly. So you feel like men get insecure and they can't take any advice from a woman, or
They're just they're trying to control your life. They want to know where you are, where you're going, when you're leaving, as you're driving, when to pick you, when you're going to be picked up, with who, which friends you're going to be with, what you wearing, why you wearing that, why you trying to be sexy when I'm not with you. Like, that's just like an ick, super ick.
that's an ick.
Yeah. Like, you got with me. You knew I was this person when you got with me. Like,
Wow.
why suddenly you icking me? You ick. Icking.
That's a new word.
Icking. That's my word.
Okay.
Okay, so come on, tell me about the
All
guys.
right,
What are your new men
I
icks
came
for the
prepared.
week?
This because the men have been talking.
Oh,
and
gosh.
the first thing that they talked about, let me look at the fellas. This is an ick for us, okay? First thing they said is hair.
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 I got some hair.
Her. And for real, I mean, it's not, we don't mind wigs, weaves, microlinks, braids. We don't mind any of that stuff. But every now and then, we'd like to see what's up underneath all that. What's really in there, that you grew or didn't grow.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that. And so they said that's an ick for them, is that they thought they got,
they knew that they didn't get this.
They thought they got
They knew.
Rapunzel.
They didn't think that.
And they ended up with Chris Hill. You know what I'm saying? and at least he should know. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm down for all of it. I like
so
the variety.
So it's an ick that they don't know, or is it ick that they never
Just
get to
every now
see
and
their
then,
hair or
something underneath. Let's look underneath the cap and let's find out. You stop the cap. Stop the cap. Okay? I'm learning words. Okay, the other one they had is when it's always about her. Let me talk and express the way I feel without you telling me how you feel about it. Can you just stop and listen and reflectively listen so I understand that you hear what I said and how I feel? Men have feelings too, emotions. Okay, emotions, and they just want to be heard and feel like they really got heard.
That's fair.
And it's an ick for them when it's just instant. Well, that reminds me, and how I feel. It just just slow down.
You have your own feelings.
And can just listen. Okay, and it's the third one. This is big. This kind of overwhelmed everything else this week. Was posting all business on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Rumble, Tumble, Hinge, whatever it is, and just posting everything. I can't eat nothing without it being on there. I can't touch nothing. And just really my business, my mama's business, your sister's business, and just the men really find it icky that there's not a separation between private life and public life.
Oh yeah, that I totally agree with
and
them.
The phone got to go everywhere we go, and it didn't happen unless we put it out on Instagram. Some men want some stuff to be private, and they don't want to be, feeling like there's a photo being taken every single minute. That can become a real ick. I understand social media, and those of us who have jobs and businesses that are driven by social media. We have to do a bit of that, but there should still be some semblance of a private life.
Private life, yeah.
You know.
No, I totally agree with you on that one. I agree with you guys. I agree with you, men.
Men, there
I
you go.
agree.
You got to co-sign. You got to co-sign.
I'm co-signing.
Co-signing that.
I be seeing women who, and I be looking at. I'm like, why are they posting this? No, just stop. Just stop talking.
Stop it right now.
No,
Stop
don't tell your sister's business. Oh, no, you just
everybody's business.
Yes. No, that's not cute.
It's just not. And, men are really, when a man gets embarrassed by something you post, it's very hard for him to trust you with private information or private. And then sometimes, there's some places I've been where they collect the phones at the door in a bucket.
Yeah, like at concerts. They did that when we went to Bruno Mars, remember?
We went to the Bruno Mars. They locked up all our stuff.
Yeah, they put them in this little bag and they locked the bag.
Oh, my God.
So you can't even take pictures of you at the concert like, hey, I'm at Bruno Mars.
You could after in front of the poster.
Remember I had snuck mine in.
You snuck yours in?
Remember I have 2 phones.
I wasn't with her. Mr. Mars, I have no idea.
I didn't take no pictures, but I snuck mine in because I have a child,
Yeah, that was a little bit. Just bring your pager.
Really? A pager? No one has a pager.
Y'all remember pager? Remember the pager? I was important. Man, when I had status, I had a pager, boy. I felt important. I'd be checking it. Nobody be calling. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I gotta go.
No, it was bad. It was very concerning to me as a mother. I didn't like it, but I understand. You don't want all your stuff out there, especially when you're trying to sell a product.
Yeah, and you want to be free and creative. Maybe you make a mistake,
Yeah.
But he didn't. It was a great concert. I enjoyed it.
It was awesome.
We had good seats this time.
But anyways,
the first time we went, we were on Mars.
We were on Mars the first time.
Okay, we went to see Bruno Mars from Mars. Okay, nosebleed. Okay, I got them cheap tickets from on the Strip. You know what I'm saying? So
at the last minute.
At the last minute.
That's all that was left.
From Lene. But this time you got the tickets.
I got the tickets. Preparation.
She was prepared. We had this table and stuff, and we danced the night away. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But anyway, icks. I think that's all the icks that I have.
Yeah, and we got to go to commercial real quick. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Share right now. Tell all your friends to jump on. We are live. We got some awesome, juicy stuff to talk about today. We're going to play some games, but we got to take a break. We'll be right back right here on Love the Real Hills.
Let's go.
Higher Level Denver is here. Join us as we go to the higher level. Higher Level Denver with Dr. Chris Hill.
But I'm about to get real free. Free in my mind, free in my body, free in my past, free in my future. I need a free person to give God a free praise right here.
We are friends of God, friends of man, and friends of humanity. Transform your life. Find your voice. Get ready to roar. Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're back with Love the Real Hills. Okay, we're going to jump right in. It's time for our game.
We're going to play a game.
You guys ready? Okay, so on this game, it's called To Tell the Truth. Basically, here's the rules.
Okay,
Listen.
help me. I'm listening.
Y'all know he don't know how to play games. He's just been preaching his whole life. Okay, so babe, you're going to tell a story.
Okay.
Okay, from your past.
From my past.
It can be true story or it can be a totally made up story.
Okay.
But you're going to tell it to me.
Yes.
So make sure you pick something I don't already know from your past.
All right. Okay.
And I have to guess whether or not it was a true story or a fake story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the same to you.
Okay.
And then you're going to do it to me. So we're each going to do it twice.
All right, I can
Okay.
do this. I think I've got it.
It's just to see
So
how
you're gonna
well
see if you
we know
all right.
each other.
So I could make up a story,
yes.
and I'm fairly creative. Okay,
Fairly.
fairly creative. So
Understatement.
and or I could pick a true story from my past that you don't know about. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
I think I'm ready. You gonna go first?
No, I'm not going first.
Okay.
You are.
All right. So I'll go first.
Okay. I got to think of my stories.
This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. No, that's not my story. Okay. All right. This actually happened. Okay. Is the church bus
Okay.
came to the house to pick us up.
Okay.
Okay. And I wasn't ready because the church bus would come so early and it get you to church so early. All my church kids said amen. Write amen in the chat, okay? And so the church bus come to where I didn't want to go and be there early. I didn't want to be there for devotions. Cause you know what devotions are?
Yes, I know about
that's
devotions.
That's like the warm-up show for the real service. So the fake singers come out first and they would sing, and they'd sing some songs congregationally, and then the choir come marching in later. And it's a Wednesday, you know, it wasn't a Sunday. So I told my mother and I told the bus, y'all go head on, I'll ride my bike. So I had another half an hour to watch TV, watched Happy Days or something, and then I got on my bike, my huffy Thunder Road, and I started riding to church. Now, church was only about maybe 4 to 6 miles away. But it was hot, and there was 2 ways to go. You could go down American Legion Highway, or you could go through the cemetery, because there was 2 ways to go.
Okay.
The cemetery way was actually shorter, okay? And so I figured I would take the shortcut and just go through the cemetery. I figured, sun was going down, no one's out there at night, it wasn't dark, but I figured it's only 4 to 6 miles I can get through. Now, here's the problem, is that I've always been slightly dyslexic. So I got into the cemetery and my left and right kind of failed me, knowing the difference between left and right, north, south, east, or west. That's always been a trouble for me. So I'm in the cemetery and the sun is starting to go down, okay? And I realize I'm 11 and I'm in the cemetery, so I start to kind of freak out. Suddenly, the statues start moving, they probably
In your imagination?
Yeah, in my imagination. And the shadows get longer, and some of them little cute little Cupid, angelic beings start to look kind of like grotesque goblins, and I'm starting to freak out. But my bike was, and I couldn't figure out how to, so I'm just driving around in the cemetery, and I'm freaking out, and I'm scared, and the sun is starting to go down. It's not dark, and then I just decide I'm going to take my bike and throw it over the fence to just get out of the cemetery. Because I see a road, Walk Hill Road is right there, and I figure I can throw it out, and the bike was too heavy. I was very skinny, and I was very weak. And I was trying to so I had the choice is whether to jump over the fence and just leave my bike for the next day, which is, it's all in the hood. You leave a bike, I don't care. The dead people will rob you. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to pick up my bike and put it over and get out. And suddenly, out of nowhere, an old man shows up. An old man shows up.
Lies.
He did. Maybe. He showed up, and he's on the other side of the fence. And I said to him, Mister, because that's how you used to do it, Mister. And he came over. This man is old. He looked to be like 103. But he reached over this fence, a cemetery fence, with the spikes and everything, and he one-handed picked the bike up and pulled it over. I then jumped over the fence, shimmied up, jumped over the fence and got my bike. And just when I was going to say, "Thank you, mister," he disappeared. Poof. Gone.
Okay. Is this your story? Are you done? Are you done? Look at his face. Look at his face. I don't know if I believe you. Hold on. Let's recap here. Okay, first of all, people, yes, he was skinny, so I can kind of believe that part.
I was skinny. I don't know what
Yes,
happened.
he's dyslexic, and he's always getting lost.
Always.
Every day, even up until this day.
It's amazing I even made it to the studio.
Okay, so those parts are somewhat true, I think. Now, as far as the man, I don't know. You're kind of weird. You have those weirdisms that happen in your life.
Weirdisms? What do you mean
You know,
weird?
he's kind of spooky, guys. Spooky, you know.
Poof. Gone.
Babe, I don't believe it. Hold on. Okay, I think. I don't know if this whole story is true. I think it's so fake.
Fake?
I think only part of it is true.
Only part is true. Do you want to know the answer?
Yes.
Do you want to know the answer?
Yes.
Do you want to know the answer? The answer is this story is 100% real and correct.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Jesus reached over?
It was either Jesus or an angel or somebody.
How
But
tall was the fence?
the fence was, I was short. You know, I was 11 or 12, but I was at least 4 feet, and the fence was about 6 feet. You know, the fences around cemeteries are never low.
I don't really
You know,
really
they got to
scope out cemeteries.
They got to keep the dead people inside. So, but no, he one-handedly reached over. He was old too. And yeah, I have old angels. And he picked it up.
This is a real story,
This
babe.
is a real story.
Oh my
He
God.
picked it up one-handed. I jumped over the fence and I got my bike, sat it up. And when I was going to say, I was raised well. So I wanted to say, "Hey, thanks, mister." Poof, poof. He was
angel
gone.
left?
He left.
They helped you get out?
He got me out of there.
Maybe there was something scary in there.
I was scared.
Maybe
I don't know
someone's
about
coming
you.
to get 'em.
Man, that would have been terrible. Yeah, it's the Twilight Zone.
I
That's
don't even know how
Jeopardy.
it goes.
That's Jeopardy.
I didn't watch scary stuff.
You don't know the Twilight Zone? I forget it now. You done messed it up in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn. You have to tell a story.
That's what I know is scary. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was a good story.
Absolutely true.
Okay. So,
All right.
oh man, this is hard. Let me see.
Pick a story.
Okay, I'm going to pick a story.
I have 1 million of them.
You have 1 million?
I have 1 million. My life is weird.
Okay, I don't have 1 million, but let's see. Let's just throw something. Okay, so when I was a kid, me and my little sister, we had to do everything together.
Okay.
Everything together, guys.
Okay.
Everything. My mom wouldn't let me go anywhere without taking my little sister. Y'all know how that is. So all the time during the summer, my mom would be at work and we would be home alone.
Home Alone.
Home alone. And of course, we weren't supposed to go outside, but we would from time to time. So one day we're outside playing as usual, and I know my mom, so I would always know what time she was going to call.
Okay.
So I would always run back to the house around the time.
Pre-cell phone.
Pre-cell phone.
Okay.
Because she would call us at lunch, and then her after lunch, like early evening break, and then right when she get off to tell us she was on her way.
Okay.
And to check in and make sure we was in the house. But of course, we wasn't in the house all that time. So we would sneak. We would not, well, we didn't really have to sneak because she wasn't there, but we would go outside. But I knew all the time she was going to call, so I would always run back about 20 minutes before
Okay.
and wait for that call. But my sister would stay playing outside, having fun. So we lived in this apartment complex, and the apartment complex was like a big square. Okay? Just imagine a big square with little openings, you know? So you could walk out into the driveways or whatever. And so And then the driveways had the covered parking. And so we would be there. And so one day I'm in the house and I'm waiting for that call from my mom. Mm-hmm. And so the phone rings, ring, ring. It's my mom like, yeah, we're just watching TV. I Love Lucy, you know, trying to act like we was being good kids. But we wasn't. And my sister was outside and I was inside. So I get off the phone with my mom. She's like, all right, I'm going to call you later. I'll be like, okay. And then I get off the phone and I go back outside to where my sister is and the neighborhood kids who all wasn't supposed to be outside.
Okay.
We was all not supposed to be outside, but we was outside. Okay. So I go and I leave out because we had like a little sliding glass door. And you slide the glass door and you slide it shut. So we would just leave it unlocked, but nobody would know, you know, that it was unlocked because we would look first, be like, is anybody watching? And then, because, you know, they didn't have Ring back then, so nobody was watching.
Okay.
So I go to leave, and I walk from my door across the little parking spots with the covered parking, and I walk. And just as I'm getting ready to go up the hill, I hear my sister go, Sissy! And I look, and there's this big, huge dog coming at her.
Coming at her?
Coming at her.
Okay.
And I was like, freeze! Because, you know, we don't do dogs, especially wild dogs. And there's this big, huge dog coming at her. And I'm like, don't move! Stand still! Because I remember watching some show that said, you know, just don't run because then they'll chase you. They think you're playing if they're a nice dog, but if they're a mean dog, that's when they think they're coming to get you and eat you. So I don't even know. But someone was like, just tell her to freeze. So she froze. But my sister, like even today, she's 35. But she's like 4'9.5".
That's true.
She's like small.
She is.
So back then when we was kids, she was like even smaller.
Wow.
Okay, she was like 3 feet maybe. Okay, and this dog comes up and she's standing there, and I'm like praying to Jesus. I'm like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do? And so I was like, okay, I can't let him eat my little sister. Then my mom's gonna know we was outside. So I like go to my patio and I get the broom. And I come back and I'm like, get away. And I'm like, but I'm like far away. Like she's over here and I'm like where the cars are. And she's like where the dumpsters are. So it's like a good, I would say about 50 feet. No, 100 feet away.
Okay.
Okay. And so I start making noise. And then the dog starts running to me. And so I run and I jump up on top of the car of the neighbor. And I jump on the neighbor's car on the hood, and I'm like, and the dog starts jumping up trying to get me. And I'm like, ah, ah, and I'm yelling at the dog, and I'm like, Sissy, run! And so I tell her, so she takes off running. I'm like, run! So she runs the other way around to our house and runs in the house, and now I'm stuck on top of the neighbor's car.
Okay.
And I'm like, ah! Now the dog is smart. And the dog is barking at me now. And he's like trying to get up there by the doors. But then he gets smart and he goes around to the what's it called? The trunk. Because it's lower.
Yeah.
And he like gets up on the little bumper. And then he gets up on the trunk. And I'm like, ah! And I'm on top. And he's trying to get up the back window. But he keeps sliding with his paws. And I'm like, ah! And then just when he was about to get up there, the neighbor comes running out. And he's like, get out of here. Get out of here. And it was a man. He was an old white man, I remember. And I was scared he was going to yell at me for being on his car. And he's like, get out of here. And he comes towards the dog because he's not afraid of dogs, obviously. You know, we was because we didn't grow up with dogs like that. And so the dog finally runs away and I get down and run in the house. That's the end.
That's the end of the story.
Yes. Do you think it's true or do you think it's false?
All right. Put a T in the chat if you think it's true. And put a F. Put a F in if you think it's false. I think It is partially true, but mostly false.
What? What parts? What part? What do you mean? Partially true, mostly
Partially, your sister is short, and she was an extra for the Wizard of Oz, and she is small. So I can't imagine her little. When she was little, she was probably really little because she's big and she's still little.
Yes.
Okay. But no, false.
No. This is 100%
Lies
true.
you tell. Lies you tell.
My sister's going to watch this podcast.
All right,
She's probably watching now. She always watch. Sissy, put that is true so everybody see that it was true.
No.
Yep.
No.
It was true. You want me to call her? Let's call a friend.
Don't. I
phone
believe.
a friend.
No, I will trust
Let's phone
you.
a friend. Come on.
This Jesus is here.
Let's phone a friend. He doesn't believe it. Y'all, should we phone her? Let's call my sister.
A white man in the hood.
Let's see. Let's call her.
A white man in the hood.
Let's
Number
call
one,
her.
that's bad. Number
It
two.
wasn't the hood like where you grew up. I lived in Arlington, Texas.
Hello?
Hi, sister. You're live on my podcast. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
So we're playing a game, and Chris here doesn't believe me of my story. We had to tell a story if it's true or false, and they have to guess.
And she over here lying. She over here lying.
He has to guess if it was true or false, and I told him it was true, and he does not believe me. So I told the story of when we was kids, and we was sneaking outside when mom would be at work, and that big dog came and attacked you, and I told you to freeze. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were coming from Sunday school, and he jumped. He was a huge dog, and he jumped all over me. And I just stood there. At first, I was about to run, and my sister was like, just stand there, still as a tree. And I said, he gonna eat me. And I just stood there, and I didn't move, and I had these little cinnamon rolls in my hand. And I
told
the cinnamon rolls, and I stood there.
See?
He didn't bite me at all.
He was jumping.
That was it.
And then I told him that I jumped on top of the car, and the white man, our neighbor, he came and saved us.
Came out. Yeah, he came out and helped us. Because I guess he could see him out of the back door?
Yep. See?
The sliding door? Yeah.
All right. Thanks, sis. Love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
She's lying too.
She just
the whole
did the
family.
thing.
She called. She'll say whatever. No, you
Whatever,
got me. You
that
got
was
me.
good.
I'm a believer, not a doubter.
See, we had some adventures as kids, me and my sister. Being home alone, listen,
Wow.
we were like the movie Home Alone.
Wow.
But, babe, we got to take another break.
Okay, let's take another break.
We got to take a break. This game was so fun, okay? Okay, well, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Tell everyone to join in. We're going to talk about a great topic today.
Okay.
So we'll be right back. We'll see you in a second.
After this.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver. Inspirational, motivational, and elevational. At Higher Level, journey with us in reaching your highest potential in God.
Because when you go up, I go up too. When you get a promotion, I get a promotion too. When you go higher, we started at the bottom, now we're here. Everybody's going up. I need somebody who knows I'm going up. I'm going up with my family. I'm going up with my children. I'm going up with my church. We're all going up.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
And we're back. We always like to. That was fun. I enjoyed that game.
Fun.
That was a lot of fun. And we're so thankful for our sponsors for helping us as we're launching this brand new podcast. But we want to get real and get a little bit serious because we're always answering questions. We're fielding all these different questions from all these different people. But we wanted to take time for this subject because it kind of encompasses a lot of what we're talking about, real relationships and real families and blended families and extended families and dealing with dysfunction and coming to health and strength, business and starting your own business, being entrepreneurial, all those things. But one of the things we get a lot of questions about is relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably 75% of what we get, because people are trying to develop their relationships, get in better relationships. And then a lot of times, something you always say is, if you start bad,
you start wrong, you end wrong.
Yeah, you start wrong, you end wrong. And so one of the questions we were getting is, what is an appropriate age for people to start seriously dating? Okay, and that was from both angles, from both men and women. And so I think it's a good question, because a lot of times we start stuff way early. How old were you when you had your first boyfriend?
Me?
Yeah.
16.
16.
Yeah.
So you waited for sweet 16.
No, I didn't wait for sweet 16. I was 16 when I got my first
What's the
one.
difference?
It wasn't specifically planned out.
It wasn't planned out?
No.
See, I started hollering at girls young. I mean, I was my first girlfriend, I'm sure I was 9.
9?
9, sure.
I didn't care about a boy when I was 9,
No.
unless he was on my team.
Well, you were playing ball.
Yes.
See, I was, I won't say that. Okay. And I wasn't playing ball. Okay. But seriously, I remember all their names. I won't say their name because they may be watching, but I remember her, and the ones I had crushes on, and I got into dating, seriously dating, fairly early, and now as I look back at it with hindsight and maturity, I was not prepared to be serious with nobody at 12, 16, 17. But for men, babe, I want to not so much make it an age, but I think it's more of a stage.
Okay, you're
For
going to have
men.
to break that down.
For men, I think it's not so much of an age, but it's a stage. And if you meet the criteria of this stage, I think you're ready to seriously date. Now, I believe in group dating. I believe in that men and women should have relationships and talk. You don't want to be an incel and not have any conversation, not have any game. But I think it's more when you're serious about, hey, I'm dating with the intent of moving toward marriage and a serious relationship. I think you need to be at a certain stage in your thinking and in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So for some men, this might be 30. For some men, this might be 35. For some men, this may be 25. Okay. But I definitely think that it's going to be fulfilling the criteria of this stage. Now, I believe that as a man, you should have 4 things anyway. You should have a purpose. You should have a plan. You should own property before you get a partner. Okay? So, purpose, a plan, property, and then a partner.
The 4 P's.
The 4 P's. Okay? 4 P's. But I think you can start dating once you have a purpose.
The 3 P's? Oh.
The first of the P's. So purpose, plan, property, and then a partner. Okay? But I think you can start the process of dating when you at least have your purpose. Okay? And really, I think that men, they get into relationships before they know their purpose. And so how can you bring a woman into your garden if you don't own no land? Okay? God gave Adam a garden before he gave him a girl. Okay? And so I think it's really important that men have property and are moving in that vein before they get into significant relationship, because then you broke and you bring her into broke, and now y'all just in brokenness. Okay, it's just bad, and it goes from bad to worse because very often that financial deficit is what brings so many relationships to a crashing halt, especially if we mess up and have kids, and we broke, and now we broke with kids, and now we got she broke, you broke, and the kids is broke, and then we wonder how we're ever going to be whole when we're broke. And so I think he should have a purpose. That's my first criteria, is he should know why you're here. Adam knows why he's here. He has a function. He has a raison d'etre. He has a why of his own existence before he brings a partner into it. So let me break that down and make it simpler. So the first thing is you should be able to support yourself. Okay? Why are you dating and you can't support yourself? You can't even support yourself.
Come on.
And you're already, and now you trying to take her to Jack in the Box, okay? And you're trying to take her to McDonald's and let her supersize it, you know, because you're not even in a position to support yourself, because usually you don't have a purpose. Now, we can work on your plan, but if you have your purpose and you can support yourself, and then here's the next one, here it is. It's real simple. This ain't rocket science. You can afford to date, okay? You shouldn't be in a position where you're trying to take somebody out and you're taking your rent money, or you're taking your rent, you're trying to buy her flowers and you ain't got no flour at home, okay? Is dating should be done out of the surplus of what you have, not out of the necessity of what you need. I think it's so important because if you've ever had a roommate and your roommate blew all his money on flowers and candy and a great night for a date, and now he's short on the rent, and because you don't have your priorities in position, you should be able to support yourself and then have extra for a date. And then you can gauge what the extra is. It doesn't have to be dinner, maybe it's coffee.
So let me back you up.
Okay.
So you are saying men should date out of their surplus.
Completely.
That's the extra.
Extra.
So if their extra is $7.
Right. And you a cheap date.
They shouldn't be dating.
You are a cheap date.
They shouldn't be
you
dating.
can date with $7.
When? In what generation?
You can Dairy Queen?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You can't get 2 ice creams for?
No.
No?
A Blizzard is like $6.95 or something like that.
Dang. Okay. That you get a Groupon, baby. Groupon.
$7 ain't enough.
If you only have $7, you're probably not in a position, honestly, to be dating yet.
Okay, so there should be some sort of surplus.
Surplus. $20. Is that enough? I don't know. I
don't think so.
No?
No.
Not anymore?
And you'll see why once I talk about when women should date.
Okay. And so surplus. Now, in that way, you're not in a situation where you got to be like halvesies and where you got to go Dutch and she going to pay for her meal and no, if I ask you out on a date, I'm going to have a budgeted amount. Now, if you sit down and she orders the lobster, you need to be able to raise your hand and say, check, please. Okay? Yeah, this is separate check. You got to break that down on the outset, or you're just not really ready yet. It's not ready yet. Your garden is not producing enough fruit for you to be able to move into that level. Let me give you another one, is you have to have an ideal, that's to my original thought, of what your purpose is. Okay? Because if you're dating with the intent of moving toward marriage and moving toward a significant relationship, I really think you should know why you're here. I think a man should know his purpose. I don't need you to know your plan yet, because sometimes that woman in your life can help you to perfect the plan, or to think about the plan, or it's particularly if she's strategic, she might be able to help you with your plan. But I think you got to have your purpose. If you're just here and you're just out here and you're dating and relating and mixing and hooking up, and then what happens if we have a kid and you don't even know you've already produced the next generation, and you don't have your plan, and you don't have a purpose, and you don't own any property, and there's nothing with you there, what does she get when she gets you? And if the reality is that she don't get nothing, and now you're in even deeper because women are expensive. I always say that outside is expensive.
Yes,
Okay,
you do.
I don't go outside if I don't have no money to spend that day. Gas is expensive to get there. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna want a sandwich. I'm gonna want a sandwich. I might want to go to the movies. And while we live within the confines of a really good budget, and that's a lot of what you do. But we were in a position, even when we started dating seriously, I wasn't 100% at my strength yet, but we did things that I could afford.
Yes.
Okay. And I knew what my purpose was. I didn't date out of my needs. I dated out of the extra. And then that dictated whether we were going to do Del Frisco's or whether we were going to do Chili's. No place else is Chili's. Okay? I love me some Chili's. I can do me some Chili's. And I can negotiate that, that menu a little bit better. Del Frisco's, you're going to buy a steak, it's going to be $65 for a filet.
That ain't no sides.
No sides, no
salad,
lobster mac and cheese gonna run you
no
$12.
greens, no spinach.
13 spinach. I mean
spinach. No asparagus.
Or Olive Garden. Olive Garden is Jesus.
Yeah, Olive Garden.
You get that soup and that endless salad, and you can work that. You can make that work. But I really think that it does. I don't want to make it all sound like money, but having your purpose and being mature enough that if you're talking to somebody and they seriously, because very often the woman, especially today, she doesn't want to waste her time. Women's time and men's time are significantly different. Men, we don't have a biological clock, okay? I'm just as productive biologically as at 55 as I was at 25. Hallelujah. Okay? And so I have a longer runway. We could have kids tomorrow. Okay? We don't want to because we're having way too much fun in our lives. But we could on my end of the equation. But to put that on a woman where you're just going to have to waste 10 years of her biological clock while you messing around trying to figure out who you are, I think you should have that down already. What do you think, babe?
No, I totally agree because you kind of touched it, which is something I would say the reason why it's going to be a little different for women is our mindsets are different at different times in different stages of life than men. Women mature much faster, but again, I think that is, DNA. That's the way we were created by God because we do have a clock. Women do have a time frame where it's easy to reproduce, a time frame where it's easy to snap back, to lose weight, and it's easy to run around and not get sleep and still be able to function.
Wow.
Where with men, you guys are pretty much the same. It doesn't really change much until maybe way much, much, much older for you guys.
Right.
So women are always thinking differently. They're thinking long term. So when a woman is coming to date someone or going on a date with someone, that woman is extremely thinking forward. She's thinking about all the things that are going to come in the future.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She's thinking about, okay, you said it, purpose. Does this man have a purpose? Because I don't have time to waste.
Right.
I'm not trying to waste my 19 to 25 years with somebody that don't know what they want to do, where they're going to go, how they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Where
right.
Men in 19 to 25, they're not, most aren't thinking that way.
No,
they're just like,
we don't have to.
Woo, college, woo, party, woo, fun, woo, sleep around, woo, do whatever I want, woo, get drunk, woo, get high, woo, what's fun?
Right.
Women, we stop thinking like that at like 16, 17.
You think so?
Oh, yes.
Not modern women.
Yes. Most women, we stop thinking that way around 16 to 17 because we understand that we need to be deciding on who we're going to be with in our younger 20s, like 20 to 28 age bracket. Really, seriously, because having children, having children after 30 is a risk. Even doctors.
What do you mean it's a risk?
It's a risk. Doctors say if you're over 30 when you get pregnant, they call you a high risk pregnancy. If you're 35 or older, they call you geriatric pregnancy.
Wow.
Off top, no matter how healthy you are, no matter if you've never had kids, because unlike men, you guys have an unlimited amount of seed. Unlimited. But women, we have an amount of eggs. We have those eggs. When they're gone, they're gone. And every woman is different, and you don't know what it is. But what we do know is when our prime is, and our primes are 16 to 26. So
you got
after that, you're coming
window.
down. You're coming down fast. You're plummeting fast. And there is a possibility. That's why you hear of a lot of women having in vitro. And
it's so different, though, because women seem to age so slow, particularly women of color, is you can't tell.
No, you can't tell.
You can't tell. You're old. But
whatever. I'm old. I'm old. Did y'all hear that?
Them eggs is powdered eggs. You know what I'm saying?
No, my eggs is still functioning.
They are?
Yeah, twins were in my family, so I got double the eggs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so.
No.
They're still functioning.
No twins.
Twins.
No twins.
My sister got 2 sets.
2 sets of twins.
Without trying.
And she's small.
Small.
Oh, my God. Okay, no, this is, so I get it, but I get what, so you're saying there's a window of 16 to 26.
26, 27.
And then we're headed to powdered eggs.
There's plenty of women who have kids after that, but it's a higher risk.
So like at the end, they're bedridden.
Yeah, like for example, they have to be, like those last 3 months, the doctor may say, yeah, you got to sit down.
You got to sit down.
Can't do nothing.
Wow, can't work.
They have higher risk pregnancies where the child may have some issues.
Wow.
They may not come out as, vibrant as they should because the egg is older, or they come out having some problems. But there are plenty of women who have
We've
kids
had them in our church.
Oh, I have a friend who had her last kid at 48. With no issues.
48,
okay?
no
48,
issues.
No issues. But
that's unusual.
But that's unusual. But
did her husband have an issue?
No.
He was happy?
Yeah.
With a 48? And pregnant?
Yeah. He was fine. They love each other.
They must. They need to stop it. Slow down, old people.
She got a 10-year-old and she's 58.
She's 58 with a 10-year-old.
Yep.
How old is he? Is he older?
Yeah, he's older. I think he's like maybe 60.
So add her.
But they don't look like it.
They look great. If I know if the two of you think
they look like they're in their 40s, late 40s maybe.
Yeah, but these are black folk.
Yeah.
So black folk have different, and the only people who have a slower aging rate than black people is Asian people.
Really?
Asian people.
I don't know.
Oh, no. Jackie Chan is 95.
Jackie Chan is...
He's 95. Jackie Chan can kick my behind. And he just kick you. You be kicked in the head. He's 95 years old. Jackie Chan ain't aged at all.
Is.
Chris Tucker got fat, okay? But Jackie Chan looked just like he did on the first one. On the first one.
But that's anybody.
No, Asian people, they just age slow.
I got a lot of Asian friends, my nail lady and all of them. And they're always like, girl, what you do? What you do to your skin?
She looks 19.
What you do your skin?
Your
skin looks so good. Sister.
They just want a tip. Okay.
That's what she say.
They just want that tip.
No, but anyways, yes. It's different. And you're right. Women are not going into relationship for the same reasons that men are most of the time when men are younger or not at that phase that you were talking about.
But to expect a man, we're men from 16 to 26. We're children.
Children.
We're children.
Infants.
Boys just want to have fun.
Exactly.
Cyndi Lauper. Okay.
Oh, boys just want to have
I just want to have fun. I want a car. I want a surfboard. Surfboard. I want a surfboard. I want to have fun. I'm not trying to be responsible at 26. So then, do you think that women should date older men?
My opinion is, if that woman is at the position where she is ready, she knows what her purpose is, she's ready to date seriously. I think, again, I have a different view, but there's levels of dating.
Okay.
So I don't know what today's world says dating is, but what I say dating means I'm just going and hanging out with different people to see what it is I'm interested in.
Okay.
And what I like.
So just browsing.
Yes, like going to the mall, looking at different stores, feeling the material, checking it out, but not buying nothing.
Just trying on shoes.
Trying it on. Hey, let's go to the movie. Hey, let's go grab some food. Hey, let's go zip lining. Hey, let's hang out. Nothing like too serious. No, I'm not going to be kissing you. No, I'm not going to let you, come over and stay the night yet. None of that. Because I'm just trying to figure out what's good for me.
What's good for me?
Okay. Are you good for me? Do you like children? Because I want children.
Wow.
Do you like to work? Because I like nice stuff and I like to work. So can we do this team thing?
Right.
Can we work together?
Power couple.
Whatever.
Right.
Whatever is your preference. That's what I consider dating.
Okay.
Dating.
So that's dating.
Yes. And so I believe women should start dating, seriously dating.
Gotcha.
Between the age of 20. Yes, to 25.
So they need to make the turn.
Mm-hmm. So from their teen years, I got my little school boyfriend, just trying to be cool, I guess. But it's not really, because they're like
prom date.
So dumb. Yeah, you need a date to prom. You need a homecoming prom. A homecoming day, you need someone to go watch the games and cheer for.
Just a prop for your pictures.
You're practicing.
Yeah,
you're practicing for when you get a husband and you have to support them and you have to be there for them. You're just practicing.
Wow.
Because that boy is a boy.
He's a boy.
Yeah, he's not mentally thinking the same as you.
Now, we know that men's brains don't finish developing until they're almost 30.
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems of we date in this culture. In Western culture, we date so young. But if we look back a couple of generations.
Or even in other cultures.
In other cultures, most men didn't really marry in other cultures until they were later on or mature enough to take on the responsibility of a wife or a family and the whole thing. But I get that. That makes a lot of sense to me. But it just is so unfair. It's biologically unfair. What about, can we just freeze the eggs?
I mean, you can. I know people who've done that. I have a few friends. I have a lot of friends that are older than me. And I have a few friends who have done that. And then I had some who did it and took the eggs out, and the eggs was, they've been in there a little too long.
Freezer burn?
Yeah, a little freezer burn.
Oh, Jesus. You have a little freezer burn baby. That's just messed up. Come on over here, Popsicle.
Stop it.
Come over here, Popsicle.
Popsicle. No. Don't name it Popsicle.
Woo. Pop.
No. Seriously,
Ice Cube.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you do still run into other issues later on because it's not just about the egg.
Okay.
It's also about the woman internally.
Right.
Because that egg still has to be implanted back into you.
Dang.
Your body has to receive it. Your body has to take it. Your body has to want to develop it.
And
so
is it expensive?
It's very expensive.
To freeze some eggs?
Yeah, and it's a lot of heartache. I know I have one friend, she had to go through this process multiple times, and it was very emotional.
I can
and
imagine.
It's like, and she's just sitting there telling me, she's just like, sis, she's like, I just wish I would have did this when I was younger.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be going through this right now. She was like, but
how old were you when you had Lele?
Oh, when I had my daughter, I was 25.
25. So you're right in right in the window.
Yep, and I started seriously dating my first husband, her dad. I started seriously dating him at 19.
At 19.
Yes, and he's about 4 years older than I am.
Right.
Okay, and so, but we didn't have a kid. We got married at young.
Mm-hmm.
We got married at 21.
Wow.
But we didn't have a kid until I was 25.
Please don't do this.
Okay,
Don't try this at home.
25.
Yeah, 21
But
is a little young in today's
when
world for a man.
But he wasn't 21.
So he was 4
was
years
a little older.
So you're 21, he's 25.
24 and a half.
24 and
It
a half.
depends on the time of the year.
Don't do this at home. Don't try this at home. I
But
don't think a man is mature at 24.
They're not. Of course, I learned that the hard way. And of course, I didn't know what I know today.
Okay.
And I didn't have
So
this
let's help
advice.
some people. Let's help some people.
I didn't have any older women back then telling me, hey,
Yeah.
girl, you need to either look older or just wait a minute.
Because you were so mature.
Yes.
I
very
mean,
mature.
you moved out at what age?
16.
And you emancipated,
Yes.
like legally emancipated. You had your own Juneteenth.
I had to.
Okay, I mean that's messed up. At 16, you had Juneteenth. I mean, you emancipated, proclamated yourself from your parents.
So that I could be able to like do stuff like get apartments and enroll myself in school
Right.
and do those kind of things.
On
Yes,
your
I had
own.
to. Yeah, so
So by the time you get married at 21,
I'm like 35.
you've been on your own for 5 years.
I'm like 35 at 21.
And in this poor guy, he's, we're close. We're a blended family. We're a
Yeah.
really healthy blended family. We need to do a show on how to pull that off.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But I mean, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy
But
now.
now
He was always a great, nice guy.
He's a
but
nice
he was,
guy.
He was just immature back then. He's now grown up.
He's mature.
He has a wife.
He's got
he
a
has
wife.
more kids.
He got kids.
He's doing great.
He
He's
got
wonderful.
kids.
He's a great dad. He was always a great dad.
Right.
But he just wasn't maturity-wise where, I was
Where you were.
maturity-wise.
So it wasn't like he was wrong. He was just not.
Yeah.
Y'all weren't on the same.
we weren't on the same thinking level
Gotcha.
or,
and I think that's
mindset
critical.
levels.
I think that's critical. That's a big deal.
It's very critical because men and women's mindset are different levels at different times. That's why I believe it is better for a woman to marry someone older if she's looking to do the family thing at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
Some women don't want to do family until after they're 30.
Right.
It's a risk, but some women don't. They want to go to school and complete everything. They want to have their own money. They want to have their own property. They want to have their own. They want to do all of this stuff.
Right.
But then they make that choice, and there's nothing wrong with that choice.
Right.
But then they do realize later that there's a downside as well when it comes time to
I think there's a downside to all of it.
It is. There's a downside on both ends.
Kids suck. Okay. Kids suck.
Kids are the devil.
They are born and they're sucking the breast. That's letting you know.
I'm
that
going to suck.
I suck.
For a while.
Okay, for a while. They're useless.
Yeah.
They're useless. Now I'm glad we have kids. And
Yeah.
We love our kids, but they suck. Okay. I just got the bill from law school. Yeah. Hallelujah. You need to hit the super chat. Okay. you need to help. We need Patreon. Okay. We need something to put this fool through law school. Okay. And I mean it's not ending.
No, it's not.
Graduated from high school. Graduated from college.
Don't worry, I'm keeping a tally.
You're keeping a tally?
A tab.
Nah, I'm
So
getting this back.
When they get done with
They're gonna be changing
when you
my
get done
diaper
with
or
law
something.
School,
This
be
is
like,
ridiculous.
Oh, here's your invoice.
Kind sir.
Here's your
Kind
invoice.
sir, here's your invoice for all this education. Okay. It's ridiculous. But I think that's really good. I was young when my first marriage, I was 23.
Wow.
I was 23 years old, and and I'm sorry, I was not prepared to have the responsibility of the house and the responsibility of coming up with a plan that was going to encompass both of us. You know, and so I take complete responsibility because I was not ready. And then I had my first son, Christopher Jr. was born. I was 27 years old. I was 27 years old. And while I was highly responsible and I was on purpose and I was in my plan and I did own property.
You did?
I did own property.
So you're one of those few rare ones.
Yeah, but I still wasn't mature. I wanted to go have some fun.
No, you didn't.
I did. I didn't.
He is the fun police. You don't know nothing about no fun.
I did. I just didn't. I had
his
so
Bible.
much responsibility.
And the Lord saith.
I had so much responsibility. I didn't really have that as an option. That I didn't have it as an option. I wish I told my sons that if they marry before they're 30, I will punch them in the face at their wedding.
Babe, you can't do that.
Yes, I will. Be like, and now I pronounce you. Just slap a man. No. Now my youngest will probably he will not obey me, but my oldest is doing the plan.
He's already done it.
He's on.
Hold up. He's not 30 yet. Almost.
He's not. He's
Almost.
2 years to 30.
Yeah.
At this point, but he has plan. He has a purpose.
He has property.
And he owns property. So now he's in a position to get a partner.
Yeah.
Okay? But we'll see.
We'll see.
But I'm hoping that she's going to be younger.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Yeah.
Significantly.
Like, how significant?
Like young.
What's young?
I want grandchildren.
Children?
I don't want children. I want grandchildren. I
Like-
want a tribe called Hill. Okay? I only had 2 sons, so these girls need to work. Okay? They need to work. My youngest son is dating. John is dating. We taking her on vacation.
Yeah, she going on vacation.
We
with
taking her on vacation because I'm like, look, you get him. I need 8 kids.
us. 8?
8.
No.
8 is enough.
Don't worry.
I want
Sweet
2
love,
sets
that's
of
out.
everything.
If you're watching, don't worry.
Just
you don't have
in
to have
case.
8 unless you
No,
want to.
why these eggs is fresh. I want fresh eggs. Okay, I want these eggs fresh.
Look, I'm going to have to buy a farm, y'all, to raise all these grandchildren.
I'm already looking for a farm. Y'all know I'm looking for a farm. I'm old McFarmer. Old McDonald
Oh, man.
had a farm. Get back to the point. Okay. So she needs to be mature.
Yeah.
Okay. She needs to be thinking, and you think there's a 10-year window that she needs to be serious. What if, this is a hard thing though.
Okay.
What if it's, in our society, women can't propose to men. So usually, I see it happen.
Yeah, it happens.
It's starting to happen more and more. And the peanut gallery is saying boo, hiss. Okay, y'all can't hear them because they're doing it like mimes. But I've seen women drop to one knee and propose. What do you think about that?
That's because whoever they with is too young and too immature. They need to move on and get somebody else.
So if you have to propose,
Yes.
or if you have to constantly be
That
talking about
means
marriage,
mentally he is not ready. He's not there. At that point, if you've been with him so long that you feel like, I'm going to have to propose to get this thing rolling, he's not ready.
buy him a ring,
He's not ready.
pop the question.
It's the wrong one, girl.
Wow.
Let me save
So
you the
just,
trauma.
Just let him
this
go.
This comes from experience. I didn't propose, but he ain't ready, boo.
Wow.
Move on. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your life.
Wow. Egg time.
Don't waste your life. Your
Okay.
egg time.
Egg time.
Egg time. That's cute.
Egg timer.
Don't waste it. I'm telling you, these guys can have kids at 85.
Come on.
Okay?
Your dad had his last child. Your youngest sibling,
My youngest sibling is currently 14.
he's 14. She is 14.
Yes, she's 14.
Okay. And your brother, your oldest brother is
My oldest brother
40.
is 40.
He's 40 and 14.
Yes.
Oh my God. I love your dad. I love your dad. That's my hero right there. Okay. He's still working.
Yes, still working.
Okay, he Abraham up in this piece. Okay, So it's significant. So for me, it's a stage. It's not an age.
It's a mindset.
It's a stage for the man that he has to be in, where he's ready to take on the responsibilities of a family and to be somebody's role model and to be a hero to his daughter and to be a guide to his son. And so that means that I feel like a man needs to delay dating. I don't really care. And if you don't own any property, I don't really think you should get married unless you own property.
Yeah.
I really don't.
And definitely not a kid.
And if you're in poverty, I get it, and you're in love, but you're going to be married in poverty. And this whole build together thing, struggle love.
No.
You know, struggle love is ugly. It is ugly because one of the 5 killers of marriage, and we need to do that in another podcast.
We will.
One of the second highest killer of marriage is money.
Money.
Is the lack thereof. Because, you know, love is great, but love don't fill no stomachs. And love don't keep no lights on. And, you know, candlelight is romantic one night, okay? But it ain't romantic every night. You know, why all the lights off? I love you, girl. You know, no, that ain't gonna work. Okay, light a candle. Okay, but this is fun.
Yes,
I enjoyed this.
Awesome, guys.
This is good.
Keep sending in your questions, your topics, things you want us to talk about. Keep sending it in. We want to hear it. We want to talk about it. We want to know what it is that you need us to talk about.
And I hope it's not too real for you.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. We're not trying to hurt your feelings. You know, you're like, Chris, you want me to own property before I can start dating? Yes. Okay. Or at least have a plan. At least be able to pay for the date. Okay. I was listening to one of our guys, one of our clients, and he went into debt to take a girl on a date.
How do you go into debt?
He lost his car.
What?
He lost his car. I'm talking about AO. It's his own story.
Really?
He was in love and all shook up. And he went into date. Sorry, Elvis. He went into debt and couldn't make his car note and lost his car. And that's why he had to learn financial planning. And now he's a master of it.
Yeah.
And consequently, still single.
Wow. Mm-hmm. He hasn't found that girl yet.
He hasn't found the one. But after losing your car, it'll make you pick real slow.
Pick slow.
Pick slow.
Start right, you end right.
Start right,
you end right.
We start wrong,
you end wrong.
You end wrong. We on that note, we need to end. But we'll end right. Thanks for watching Love the Real Hills. We love you. We want to hear from you. Comment, share, tell somebody. We talking 100% real today.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Love the Real Hills, and our Instagram, Love the Real Hills. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you real soon.
All right. Bye.